Got some more stuff shipped in from back east. This one's got 3 things in the box. One for me to keep. There's a camera, and there's an SLVR1000 that I worked on about 3 years ago. It was one that came from Dr Sony, and it was a botched repair then. We fixed it up, got it working, and now it's got another problem. So we're going to have to take a look at this one and see where the problem is. Is it another problem that's in the same area, or is it something completely different? Let's find out. Got another shipped in. Actually, there's 3 things in this box. There's an SLVR1000 that I repaired a few years back. The one that came from Dr Sony that had a broken circuit board, and we fixed that, and apparently it's got no color now, so we're going to have to look into that. There's a VCR here that he said I can keep, and there's a little camera in here as well. So let's just start unboxing things. There's a TR81 Handycam. Another one that came from Dr Sony. We'll see what's going on with that one. So this is an SLV, what is this one? This one's an SLV N750 that I can keep this one. So that'll be a project for me to work on. So we'll just put that away for a future day because I'm not going to do anything with that right now. That becoming my machine. There's no point in fixing it. He doesn't really want it back. But it will get repaired. It will get repaired. It's part of my inventory, and then I will turn around and sell it to somebody else. And in the bottom of the box here is the good old SLVR1000. So let's get it unboxed and you can get it on the bench and see what's going around with this one. It's got no color, so hopefully this is going to be a relatively easy one. This is one I fixed a circuit board on before, so hopefully it's something that, we'll find out. Maybe in shipping something got damaged, or there's more cracks in the board, or caps have gone bad or something. But let me get this unboxed. Let's just see how it plays color bars. Well, it appears to play them just fine out to composite output. Let's try the S video. Maybe it's the S video that's not working, because composite's working fine, as we can see. Well, there it is on the S video as well. Not looking too good, is it? You know what? I bet it's just a plug here. I'm just wiggling the plug at the back, and the color is changing. Let's try the other output. There's 2 of them here. Oh, this one's bad. I bet you it's just the plug is dirty. You know that? I bet you just the contacts are dirty on that plug. Because I've got color on S video. Or something's loose. We'll pull the top off of it. If you guys remember, or don't remember maybe, but this is the one that the board was broken. And I had to repair the board here by putting small jumper wires over all the traces that were broken, and then I put epoxy under here to reinforce the board. But nothing wrong there. I tap on the board here, there's nothing that changes. But when I go to the back here and move this connector, it does. The color shifts. So it might be just the plug on the back. We're going to give it a shot of deoxit and see what happens. Because S-video plugs get these little tiny pins. It doesn't take much oxidation to really disrupt their signal flow. So I get the can of deoxit here. I haven't used this stuff in a while. And we're just going to spray it into the S-video ports on the back. And then we'll just work the plug. It might be that simple. Of course, it might be the connections on the back side of here as well, but you can start somewhere. It's a lot better now. That's made all the difference in the world. I'll show you guys the screen. Okay, before it was cutting in and out. And there's the other plug. So there's 2 outputs on here. I'll give the inputs a shot too, because if the outputs are oxidated, the inputs are probably also needing to be cleaned up a bit here. Obviously you won't see anything when I plug it into the input. I'm just doing that to kind of break the oxidation that may have formed on the pins. Well, the composite color has dropped off. When I went back to composite, it's very weak. So let's investigate as to what's going on with that. That looks like maybe a bad connection. I am going to focus back down here where the work was done before, because that's more than likely where something may have opened up. Oh yes. Yeah, something in here. I tap it. I'll show you the color. Something right in here where I fixed this a couple years ago has opened up again. So let's just, I'll show you the screen. So when I tap the board, you see? Oh, there we go, you see? Okay, we just have to identify which one of these little jumpers has let go and resolder it down. But that's what the problem is on this one. We have a connection right in the same area that was repaired before. Likely one of the little small wires that was put on has let go. So, time to put on the big magnifying glasses, get the fine tip soldering iron up, and see if we can find where the problem is. We're going to go over some of these connections, because it could be one of these. One of these chip components is not soldered down correctly. So let's just go over those and see whether it comes back. There's something definitely in this area here. Just pressing in different places of the board. Oh, I get color back when I do there. There might be another crack around here somewhere, right? That's further out. There's also this board here where this board plugs in. Definitely a connection problem somewhere. I don't even need to play the tape because the blue screen, when there's no signal, is also gone. So yeah, press on here and I get the blue screen back. Somewhere in here there's a connection. Somewhere in here. So I just went over a few of these other ones in here, and I think I got it. It's not cutting out anymore. I'll show you guys the screen while I do that. It was cutting in and out before, and now it's not. So I think we got it. I think it was tough to see. I just went over what I did before. I put the wire in there, the bridge wires. As you can see here, I don't know if the camera will focus on it or not, but anyway. I just went over a couple of them on this side, right down in here. Is where I figured it was. So I did these ones right here from that trace back, and now it's not cutting in and out anymore. I'll show you the screen. So there's our blue screen, not cutting out anymore. Let's put our color bar tape back in. A little more like it. That's how they're supposed to look. And when I press on the chip here, nothing happens, right? Flex the board, nothing's happening. So we solved it. It was either a connection that didn't take properly, or just through when it was shipped and being moved around, it let go. But just redo the connections. I said, I looked at it, I was using both glasses and these. I even used the good old magnifying. That's something you very seldom see in here. Look, it's got a real fluorescent light in it, and it's daylight. How often do you find a day? You know, you never find one of these, right? They're phasing out fluorescent lights. You'll never find another one of these lights ever. They got LED replacements, but the LED replacements are crap. There's just too much glare. Fluorescent is so much easier to work under. And see, I've got this. I got another one as well. I think there's another one behind the TV there. But anyway, I use this one. I haven't used this for ages. And it's nice to have, right? For when it's needed, it's nice to have. But it's playing now, and it's not cutting out. So I have to say, I think I got it. So yeah, another SLVR1000 that has been saved and brought back to life. The S-video connectors on the back, definitely they were dirty, because you could see it cutting in and out, which is quite a common problem with video cables. This thing. These are one of the worst connectors ever made because they rely on these little teeny tiny pins, and they get oxidation on them. After a while, you lose your luminance or you lose your chroma. In this case, though, it was a composite that wasn't working properly. So I'm just going to let my EP scenery tape play here for a while and just make sure everything's continuing to work. And then I have my own stuff on this Super VHS tape in SP and EP that I can use for playback as well. But yeah, it's looking good. Yeah, we're getting some plasma interference on here. Can't do much about that other than plug it into the CRT. Got some pretty good RF out here. Entrance side guide might be just a tad down. So we'll just put this is the entrance side. I'm just going to try to tweak that up just a bit. There we go. That's better. That's better. It's funny because when I have my scope, look at that, I'm putting my hand on the RF test point and the plasma interference is leaking in. Man, these old plasmas. I mean, this one here is what is it? It was 2003. December 2003 was when this one was purchased. So this is 22 years old. In fact, I know the history of this plasma because it came from the shop that I used to work for. After I left in I think it was June or July 2003. To start my career as a satellite installer for a year and a half or so until I went to the phone company. I was working for Bell and Star Choice, which is Shaw Satellite, but they called it Star Choice. It was funny because a lot of people were switching from Shaw Cable to Star Choice Satellite because they hated Shaw Cable and they didn't realize that they were just going sideways. They were just making a sideways move because it was the same company. But we were not allowed to tell people, hey, you're on Shaw Satellite. Star Choice. Anyway, I left the business in, I think it was June 2003, July, somewhere in there anyway. And I went and did the satellite work for a company as a contractor. And in the time I did it from June. Actually, I think I started doing it. I actually went in for I knew the guy that owned the company and that I was working for. And he asked me to fill in for him while he was on holidays. So he took off on holidays for I think he took off for 3 weeks or something, 2 or 3 weeks. And I filled in for him. And then when he came back, he said, yeah, I'm going to be expanding the business. So, if you want to work for me, there's a job here for you. And I was getting kind of pissed off at the TV shop because there was less and less being repaired, and the owner, he basically wanted to close down his service department. He did not want a service department. He wanted to just sell, and he wanted to turn what was a service department into a sales, like another showroom. I'm rambling on here because I'm watching this thing to make sure that nothing's cutting out. And as I'm watching it, I'm pushing on the circuit board. You don't see my hand here, but I am pushing on the board, just flexing it ever so slightly, and everything is good. Every so often when I make contact, you might see the picture flicker like that. That's just me touching the circuit board. Anyway, I think this one's done. I'm going to let it run here for a bit, end the video now. Say thanks for watching. Another one saved from the scrap heap. Well, you know what I mean. It's saved. It's working. That's the whole point. We got it working. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.